Why TBC? What's the deal? Now, this is a very intriguing fight for a lot of different reasons. You got the kid Errol Spence against Chris Algieri next month. Um, Man, this is just a hard fight because Chris Algieri, I just don't know what to expect from him. One fight he'll come in there moving, doing a lot of moving. Sometimes I thought he did unnecessary movements in the ring. When I seen him fight different guys like the Manuel Taylor fight, I thought he's moving a little bit too much. The Provodnikov fight, I thought he moved a little bit too much. I've seen him get hurt, win fights. I've seen him down multiple times, come back. Then I've seen him walk a guy like Amir Khan down. Then he'll get walked down by Eric Bonet, but then he'll stop beneath his tracks and walk him back. I mean, you never know what you're going to get with Algieri. In his last two fights, he has switched it up on us. So it's not your typical Algieri that you're used to seeing in, 2013. It's kind of different because, he will walk you down. It's come a little bit more aggressive. His punch selection is a little bit better. He gets on his bicycle only when he has to, or that's what he's shown. But I really don't know, So he's going to show Errol Spence a lot of different looks when they get in the ring. One thing that Spence is not going to have is the height advantage or the reach advantage. I believe their reach is about the same. Last time, I think they both had 72 inches. I could be wrong, but I know Algieri at least has an inch in height on him. It's going to be interesting because, like I said, Algieri's a little bit stronger than I used to give him credit for. I still don't think he's a physical fighter, but I do think he's a little bit stronger and he can mix it up a little bit more than I thought he could. But it's going to be interesting to see if he tries to walk down Errol Spence. He may walk right into a left hand, or if he wants to bat on the inside, that may be his downfall. I think Spence might be a little bit better inside fighter than Algieri. I think he is a harder puncher than Algieri, but it's going to take more than punching power. Their legs, I would probably favor Algieri with legs. I think his legs are better than Spence's right now. Spence likes to walk you down and chop you down with jabs, hooks, uppercuts. He really isn't a slick fighter as far as a guy, bouncing on his feet and moving around and using a jab. He doesn't really do it. Likes to just walk you down and chop you up with power shots. Southpaw, good punch selection. He likes to work his jab to the body and up top. I know Floyd has, put his imprint on this guy and said that this guy is the next best thing. I'm not so sure yet. I still want to see some more. This is going to be in the right direction as far as his opponent selection. So we will see more, but I'm not ready just to stamp Errol Spence as, the next best thing. I mean, I think he is one of the top prospects, and he is on his way to being a contender. But we will see in this fight. After this fight, I'll probably be able to tell you more. But just beating Phil LaGreco and Samuel Vargas and Raymond Charles and Alejandro Barrera, guys like that. Although some of those guys got very impressive records, Chris Vander Heerden, guys like that, they got good records: 20-1, 26-1, 28-2. Good experience, good records, but I still want to see more against some top level guys, like I said. So Chris Algieri, this will be his first big test, in my opinion, as far as fighting contenders. I think this would be a good step up. And one thing about Spence, we call him the young kid, but he's really not, he's not like he's 21, 20 years old. He's a 26-year-old guy. So his age and his man strength is there, so he's not this little, wet behind the ears kid as far as his age. I mean, he's the same age as Jesse Vargas. Danny Garcia only has a year on him, so he's right there, with those guys as far as his age bracket goes. He came out of nowhere as an amateur. I pointed this out before. He came out of nowhere and won the Golden Gloves against Javante Starks. Was that 2009? I believe that was. So he's, and I expect him to come in this fight and just be himself. I think he'll be able to outpoint Chris Algieri. I'm not sure if he'll get the knockout. Algieri's a tough guy to try to knock out. Been in there with Pacquiao and Amir Khan and Provodnikov. So he's been in there with some heavy-handed guys, man, and they weren't able to get him out of there. Spence, you could probably argue that he hits harder than those guys. I don't know. I haven't got punched by all those guys before, but skill level, I mean, Amir Khan has some of the best boxing skills you see. Manny Pacquiao is one of the best of our generation, whether you like it or not or whatever. He is, so Algieri showed himself, and Provodnikov is one of the better pressure fighters at that division that you're going to find, as far as a guy just putting on, applying pressure. So Algieri has seen it all. So I don't think Spence is going to show him something he's never seen before. Maybe if Spence just tries to walk him down and chop him up with precision, hard punches, that may be something that Algieri hasn't seen. But as far as a fighter, I mean, I don't know. Some of you guys, rate Spence pretty high. I don't see a Ray Leonard. I just don't. But I do see Errol Spence, and maybe he can make a name for himself. But this is going to be a good fight. One thing I notice about Spence, when there's combinations coming at him, he will throw up his high guard. He looks a little bit uncomfortable when there's a lot of combinations coming at him. I think he fights on his front foot a lot better than he does going on his back foot. It looks just a little raggedy going backward a little bit. He just doesn't look as good as he does coming forward. Just put it that way. But maybe Algieri can show him some different things, show him some different looks. He will. He might elect to go on his back foot. He might try to be aggressive with Errol Spence. He might try to just work his jab and circle Spence. But if he tries to just, sit and stand and trade, he may find himself in trouble. But I don't know, man. Algieri surprises me every time I watch him fight. He just does unexpected things. And I think his change in trainers really has helped that. But I'm going to edge just the Spence because I think he's just on the uprise right now. But Algieri, even he stated at the press conference, who has Spence fought, and people are calling Algieri a gatekeeper. I don't think he's gatekeeper level yet. Now, if he starts to lose, if he loses this fight, and then you could probably put that tag on him. But he's a former world champion. He's been in there with some very experienced guys. But I think Spence has the power advantage, and I think Algieri will elect to, try to get Spence's respect. And when he does that, I think that's when Spence will have his moments. And I think it'll be a close fight. I'm not sure if Spence knocks him out. I just don't know what to expect from Algieri, man. He's just shown me so many different things in his last previous fights. I'm going to go with Spence in this fight, though. YTBC. I'm out.